who will not choose celery while recording.
Celery is just a wild choice in general, I gotta say.
It is.
Yeah.
It's healthy because it's negative calories.
That's true. You're not wrong about that. All right. Hello,
It
YouTube,
tastes-
Facebook.
Hey, YouTube.
Actually, that's it. I was about to say a third thing that we no longer stream on. So, hello.
Hey, YouTube, and
My recording's
you know
good.
what I mean.
Yep. Yep. All right. Cool. I'll get started here.
Welcome to the Fifth and Goal Sports Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Aaron, Josh, and Johnny.
Welcome to the show. Viewers, listeners, good to have you here. Don't look now, but 2 weeks left of regular season college football.
You lie.
I wish,
That
dude.
has never been the case ever.
Well, yeah. But now I say that there's still like 60 days worth of the college football calendar. So by no means are we done, but in terms of the Saturday all-day event, we're mostly done. But you know what? I'm starting us out on a bad note. This is a sad place to start. The flip side is we've got two of the best college football weeks on tap, even though the SEC is in full cupcake mode right now, as they do this time of year. And we've said our piece about this before. Maybe we'll say it again. As of now, there's nothing stopping other teams from doing this, by the way. So that's kind of where I'll leave that. But it's good to be back with you both. Josh, what's going on, man?
I'm doing all right. I am doing all right. I got the lovely privilege of dropping someone off at DFW Airport today. That's everyone's favorite task,
Especially right now.
especially right now. Right?
Everyone's
Yeah.
in real good mood.
Everyone's in a real good mood. Bunch of UNT fans. It was a real nice drive, actually. We all just kept looking at each other and screaming "Mean Green."
Nice.
And then it got dark immediately,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I still have to do a show
Mm-hmm.
and eat dinner, and probably some other like little housekeeping things, and it's gonna feel like midnight. And why have we done this to ourselves again?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah. I don't know. Johnny, what's going on, man?
I'm good. Finally feel like I'm, you're mentioning college football regular season coming to the end. I feel like my brain is finally starting to make that transition as we are still in the major crossover months of sports into basketball. Got to go on Sunday, watch the Buckeyes play Notre Dame in Columbus. That was awesome. Honoring Jerry Lucas, new statue unveiled outside of the arena there. He was there at the game, which is why the Buckeyes won. Truly, I think that's the only reason they won, because that would have been disrespectful to lose when you have your best player ever there, who's responsible for the only national championship that the team's ever won in basketball. So that was awesome. Gosh, man, like it felt a lot like last year's Ohio State basketball team, but we will save that for another week. I'm just happy that they were able to finish the job, and Bruce Thornton at least has one running mate here. And
It beats nobody. Well, that's good. Yeah, we were talking really important stats and info work happening behind the scenes before the show. Johnny and I were trying to figure out if Wright State University and Wright State Lake campus had ever played one another in basketball, and if they keep official records. The answer to the first question is yes, they've played each other. Do they keep official records? It's a bit more murky. So that's the hard-hitting information we're ready to bring you tonight on this. Still feeling like a sports equinox kind of time. I know there's no baseball, but short of that, I mean, you've got all sorts of other things happening with college basketball in the mix. We dropped basically Major League Baseball for college basketball, and we're kind of still equinoxing all the way up until like February. Don't look now. There's 107 days until the Winter Olympics, so that's That's season 5's problem for us, and I say problem in the least real sense, in that it's just beautiful. Curling talk coming back to the podcast in a mere weeks, mere months away. So it's a good time in the sports calendar.
We even have World Cup qualifying.
Yeah, we do. Yep. In fact, you know what? Curling, speaking of qualifying, curling qualifying made its way onto my For You page, and I've never been happier with my For You page. Good job, For You page.
Thank you.
The
Really
algorithm
was this
truly
time.
has learned you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you, kind gentleman and team who came up with that algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably bad long term,
Oh, yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
it gave me curling. So
Mhm.
I was getting a U.S. I think I was getting some U.S. like slalom championship
Ooh.
stuff the other day.
Oh,
I'm ready.
excellent.
I'm
Yeah.
ready. It was like the cup stuff, so it wasn't obviously like qualifying, but it was.
Hey, that's
doesn't
great.
matter.
Close
It's a
enough.
warm up.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I literally went from, and I'm not kidding you, I was listening to The Anxious Generation for a little while. I was raking leaves out in the yard, as one does this time of year. And I was listening to that book. It was good. Like, I'm trying to wrap it up. I only have like a couple hours left because I'm listening to it. Then I come inside, and naturally, what do? I get on my phone and I start scrolling. And then the curling TikTok pops up. And I was like, you know what? Anxious Generation guy, you're probably a learned man. You probably have multiple degrees. You're wrong on this. This is great. This is good for me. This is not ruining our generation. Watching
This is
curling,
healthy. This is good.
this is good. Yeah, watching curling in preparation
is
for the
healing.
Olympics may heal our nation in a way that nothing else can.
Go to Henry Ford. Go to Henry Ford at his prime. Go to Prime Ford.
Hmm.
And you shove an iPhone into his face with a TikTok of a Canadian curler.
Hmm.
And just let him know it gets better for you.
Yeah. You
drive
thought
away
there'd
your
be flying
F-150 and
cars? What
scare
if we just are still throwing rocks at other rocks and sweeping the rocks? Not the rocks themselves. That's a penalty. We're not doing that. But
Not allowed. Nope.
anyways, what is that
Specifically
called? I'm rusty. I don't know. We'll have Olympic videos coming out in 107
don't-
days. So stay
You'll
tuned.
figure it out then.
Yeah. Well, in more current times, we've got college football. And what a week we had. We almost had like full on chaos. We didn't quite have that. What could have been South Carolina. There's this debate between South Carolina and USC. Who is the real USC? And I think the answer is USC, the Trojans. That's the real USC. That's the one that 49 of 50 states call USC. I'm open to a conversation where South Carolina becomes USC. But in order for that to happen, you've got to win a game. Win a game where you are up 30-3. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, my.
It wasn't their first choke job this
No,
year
it
either.
was not.
Oh.
Nope.
You know, the infamous, the natural question always is it more of a one team choking or the other team like gets credit for coming back? This is 100% a choke job.
Yeah.
100%. Like I watched all of this game. All of it. I don't know why, but I did. You couldn't take your eyes off of it.
Mhm.
Because even when it was 30-3, you're staring like, how is this happening? Like, they're some of the worst interceptions you'll ever see by Marcel Reed.
Right.
Like, some terrible
Oh.
decision making. Some of the worst play calling that I've seen. Like, also, like, I have no idea what Colin Klein, their offensive coordinator, was doing at multiple times in that game. He nearly let South Carolina win the game at the end, despite the comeback, because he decides to do a lateral inside the 10-yard line when A&M was about to go up multiple scores. And they turned it over, and you thought,
Yep.
man, if South Carolina somehow does win this off of that, that's even crazier. I think I'm a little in shock of the number of people who are like, man, was that Marcel Reed's Heisman moment?
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. That is
was
not like
classic.
Fernando Mendoza, like not having a great 3 quarters, like against Penn State.
Yeah.
He didn't play great. He wasn't the reason they were losing. Marcel Reed almost single-handedly put them behind 30-3. Like, no. The answer is no. That is not a Heisman moment. They saved the season, perhaps, in that in the comeback, and credit to them. And actually, you know who I give to is the Texas A&M fans, because it didn't look like anyone left. And I give them so much credit for that.
These are the props you give to Colts, is they're devoted.
True.
Say what you want.
Hey, they didn't leave, man. It really looked like nobody left
Yeah.
in that second half when they were cheering.
Well, if they do leave, they're already too inebriated. They know they're going to go out to Campus Police and
The Campus Police Twitter.
Oh, doing the Lord's work.
Lord's work.
Also, I don't know what Campus Police was doing in the tunnel after that one South Carolina touchdown.
Don't worry. That's a backdoor. I don't know if that's chess heads or not. So I'm gonna keep up on that just in case.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Campus Police updated about that too. That was another weird part.
I'm
I
frustrated.
can't believe that game.
I got fooled by a fake account that said it was Sunday afternoon that Shane Beamer had been fired, and I went, "Oh, cool! I'll save this for later." And thankfully for all of us, Beamer Ball is still alive. But then, thankfully, two community notes came in and said, "Hey, Shane Beamer is still there. This is a parody account." And I went, "You."
That would be a wildly emotional overreaction. This season has been a massive disappointment for South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But might I remind them that they were 9-3 just last year. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues. But you're also not a program that's going to win 9 games every year either.
Yeah.
So I think that's also, and I don't think he's at risk of being fired this year. I don't.
He's fine.
I mean, if they get if Clemson plasters them like 49-7, does that change? I mean, I'm sure it probably changes some fans' minds.
I think it just turns the heat up.
Yeah,
for next year.
Yeah.
I think I'd be absolutely stunned if he was not the head coach of South Carolina going into next year. Now, that doesn't mean he's not going into next year then basically at the same point that like Hugh Freeze is.
Sure.
Like was going into this last year. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything that can happen for South Carolina to not. It feels like just such a waste of Lenore Sellers.
It is.
And Nick Harbor, and like they have several individual brilliant talents on that team, but the team as a whole has so many gaps in it. It's just a waste. It's the team I was most incorrect on outside of Clemson. So really, I just don't understand the state of South Carolina when it comes to college football. Aaron, what was the stat? Since like 2000 or something, SEC teams, when they're up 27 points, were like 254-0, and now it's like 254-1.
Yeah,
like that basically that never ever should have happened. Hats off to the Aggies, and that's where like, yes, I think it's much more of a choke job by the Gamecocks, but I think like that is a DNA game for Texas A&M where it's like any other coach other than Mike Elko under him, they lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if they really get up off the mat and give it a good run.
Yeah,
to get back.
It's the same thing I said with Indiana against Penn State.
Yeah.
Do you watch that Texas A&M game and think that they're a bad team? I don't. Now, they showed you that they can be a flawed team, but again, a good team, a team that is not great loses that game every time. And statistically, they have. Yes, did it take a South Carolina to just complete collapse? Yes. But the fact that A&M, like you said, Johnny, got off the mat and actually won this thing, that's a big deal. Because the way the SEC standings are, too, that was going to make things really messy. It's already a little messy, and we'll talk about that. But that was really
That's why I wanted it to happen.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I wanted it to happen. But, and everybody, now here's one thing we haven't talked about, and this will get Buckeye fans and Indiana fans riled up. Everybody loves to talk, well, who have they played? Texas A&M's played 7 of the bottom 8 SEC teams.
Yep.
Look at the Texas A&M schedule. They have not played the best of the SEC. And so when that was happening at home at halftime to South Carolina, everyone's like, are we sure they're good? Are we sure? And it was a justifiable comment. Now, what has superseded that is that win in South Bend.
Yep.
The third week of the season. And I agree with that. But I also felt like, and I think everybody did, as you're watching Notre Dame just massacre Pitt at the exact same time that Texas A&M is getting bulldozed by South Carolina, you're like,
Right.
Are we sure if they played each other right now, like that's still the case? And personally, I would pick Notre Dame over A&M if they played again right now.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't matter because that's hypothetical and we don't live in the South.
But Texas A&M would win
And
that,
what-
it being hypothetical. So
Right.
how dare we?
We don't live in the South. And what happened on the field was that Texas A&M did beat Notre Dame on the road, mind you, too.
Yep.
So I never, and you never heard on this podcast, just arguing that Texas A&M shouldn't be ranked in the top 3. But it is another piece of evidence towards why conference expansion has been such a negative thing for even understanding who the best teams are.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Like we have Oregon USC this coming week, and we'll talk about that. That should be the Pac-12 championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like we should be waiting for a Pac-12 championship game between Oregon and USC. We should have like Texas and Oklahoma over in the Big 12 still duking it out with Texas Tech. It should be a 3-team war over there. I mean, I guess if you're playing that game, Utah's fighting it out with USC and Oregon too. But wouldn't that actually present a much better way? Like you'd actually feel stronger about, oh, wow, by the end of this, we're figuring out actually who the best teams are because they're playing each other.
Yeah.
And now they're not. And so that's incredibly frustrating. So like Texas A&M just, they're not playing Georgia. They're not playing Alabama. They're not playing Oklahoma. Like they're not playing these games. And that stinks. It does. It stinks. They do get to play Texas Black Friday, which should be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that for sure. It's in Austin too. And if you watch that Georgia-Texas game, don't just, oh, no, Texas can't beat Texas A&M. Rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. And wow, I'm impressed by A&M coming back. You've always known they're a flawed team. And if you watch Marcel Reed more than just this year, you know he has that in him, what he just showed you against South Carolina. So, yeah, but hats off to A&M.
Yep.
But
And if you're the Aggies, you're just hoping, okay, good, he got that out of his system, and it didn't cost us.
hopefully.
Because he, for the most part this season, that has not been an issue, and he did, But you're right. That's there. That is the concern. That is how you could see Notre Dame be beaten. And the same thing is kind of happening with Ohio State. As of right now, this will change next week, but they have not played any of the top 6 teams in the Big Ten. Granted, they cannot play themselves, so top 5, I guess. They'll play Michigan, who's there now, but Washington, right there at 4-3 in the conference with an ugly loss to Wisconsin. And I don't mean that against Wisconsin, but that literally is Wisconsin's only Big
No,
Ten
you do.
win.
I do at least.
Yeah.
I mean that against Wisconsin. They're terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, so you've got Washington at 7, Minnesota at 8, Illinois at 9, and Ohio State's played all those teams, but this is kind of the same thing. Now, granted, if you're A&M or if you're Ohio State, one of the reasons why you haven't played teams in the top is because you are handing every other team you play a loss. So I get that. But the point stands. I mean, this conference is just too big. They all are, really. If you're more than 12 teams, it's too much. The ACC is the same way. Now, it's more fun because I'm still sitting here with Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pittsburgh, and SMU all still with 1 loss.
But Duke lost, Aaron.
I know.
Oh,
Tragic.
Duke blew
That
it.
means-
Duke
and that
Duke
means that
blew the
Texas should
chaos.
be in over GT.
Yes.
Because Duke
gosh.
lost. Because Duke, we'll
Ugh.
get there. We'll get there in a second. I see it on the notes, but
Yeah. It does sort of clear stuff up because Georgia Tech plays Georgia the final week of the season. Now, they do play Pittsburgh. So what kind of game are you getting from Pittsburgh this week? Are you getting a team that is licking their wounds after getting steamrolled by Notre Dame? Are you getting a team whose coach said, hey, you know what, this Notre Dame game doesn't matter because we need to win the next 2 games? While he is right from a technical aspect, I hate that with every bone in my body. that a game
Yeah.
against
Correct.
Notre Dame
Morally
at home where College Game Day is coming is just a meh kind of game for you. And to a certain extent,
Hated
Pittsburgh
that.
played like that. Pitt played like that. I think Notre Dame is that good. But
Yeah. Jeremiah Love's spin move.
Oh.
Pretty awesome.
oh man,
Ugh.
yeah. So there's more there. Virginia still plays. They're still in it at 6-1. They still play Virginia Tech. They've got a bye week. That game all of a sudden is like very impactful because they do get by Duke and actually handle them pretty well.
Yeah. Tech could get them, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. With new coach.
Boston College almost beat Georgia Tech this week. Like, that's lost and everything. Like, BC was up on Tech like the whole game, basically, and Georgia Tech survived like in Chestnut Hill. That's a 1-10 Boston College, a bad 1-10 Boston College team. Like, we were like so close. We were a Duke win over Virginia and BC holding on away from just all hell being let loose in the ACC.
Yeah.
Like, just, and stop bemoaning that, by the way, people. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
Yep.
Embrace it.
What was I going to say? I had a point to all this. What was I going to say?
Georgia Tech and Pitt play this week.
Yeah, I had a different
Finally
point.
a
I don't
conference
remember.
game.
Louisville SMU as well.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What happened to Louisville? That's a question I'd like. answered.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe Clemson won that. It was a bad week for college kickers.
Yeah.
I had a
was a
running
windy
tally of missed field goals in the noon window, which Louisville didn't play in the noon window. They played Friday and missed 2 field goals. That's why they lost by a point to Clemson. But I had a running total, and at one point there were just 6 missed field goals total between the 4 games I was watching, and we were still in the first half. So that was wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a bad. I feel like if you watch Game Day, the poor freshman from Pitt attempting the field goal, I think it got 10 feet off the ground and wide left.
Yeah.
He had never, the poor young man, like he had never kicked a ball ever. Like he didn't play anything. Like somebody gave him their soccer cleats from the crowd and he got nowhere near, like didn't sniff the uprights.
Yeah.
And it was $1 million kick. So I felt bad for him. I felt like that was a bad omen for the whole day. Like just field goal kickers were going to struggle.
Yeah, maybe
on
we should
Saturday,
put stats and info.
did.
What's the record of teams that host College Game Day according to how the kick competition goes? Like, does the person make it and does the team win? We'll get stats and info on that maybe. I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. That's okay. Let's talk about the SEC because we almost had a lot of chaos. We did have a little bit of chaos with
A little
In
bit.
a sense, we will have more chaos now because the field has been clarified. There
Sure.
are people who clarified as far as who's most likely going in. I'm thinking more chaotic as far as the arguments for teams at the fringe.
yeah. Because Texas is now, and I would say they're just out, but
I would say
Texas
I
would-
would agree.
But Texas and the SEC will yell and scream at Texas. Oh, look at their strength of whatever.
Someone's
Look
been
who they
listening to
almost
Dog too
beat.
much.
But the fact remains, they did not almost beat Georgia. I know they went to Athens, but
Right.
they got their teeth
That's
kicked
the
in.
problem.
And this is the third time in which that has happened for Texas. So, like, again, I don't need to see a 3-loss team in the playoff ever, but I understand that in a 12-team format, that's a bit of a potential reality. I don't think it's a reality for Texas. And obviously, they have to beat A&M. Like, that's the only way this
Right.
happens. And I'm not sure that happens either. I think the game is in Austin. So that,
It's in Austin.
but that's the
Rivalry
only
game they
path.
could win. Yeah. Aaron, and part of it is there's too many other SEC teams in front
Yeah,
of them
right.
right now. Like
Who-
they honestly
right.
needed like A&M to lose to South Carolina.
Mhm.
Like they needed some help with the other teams losing. Like they needed Oklahoma to join them at 3 losses.
Yep.
So that they could say, hey, but we beat Oklahoma head to head. Like
Right.
you should put us in ahead of them. Because right now, like Georgia is pretty much guaranteed in. Like they're pretty much guaranteed in. They got their cupcake, and then they play Georgia Tech. So they're done with their SEC schedule actually. So you have them, you have undefeated A&M, and you have one-loss Ole Miss. They have their cupcake, and then they play Mississippi State. They probably could lose to Mississippi State.
Sure.
And they'll still be in the college football playoff. So those three are pretty much good. And to your point, Josh, like those three I pretty much like clarified. Like there's not really a whole lot that could happen to knock those three teams out. Now Oklahoma makes it very interesting with them and Alabama both at 8-2. You have Vandy at 8-2. And I think that those are the three that are all of a sudden like, oh, like what happens there? Or what happens with those teams if those teams win out? All three of them could win out, and Ole Miss loses to like Mississippi State or something somehow. Because then you have 4 SEC teams sitting there, and that's that SEC chaos scenario we talked about. Like, is there any way you put all 6 in? Is that even possible? Or like, can that happen? It's fascinating at that point how that works out, and obviously it matters what occurs around the country.
Yeah.
But Oklahoma plays Missouri and LSU. Alabama has their cupcake, and then Auburn at Auburn, mind you.
Yeah.
So they're terrified.
Mm-hmm.
An Auburn team with nothing to lose, that going to that cursed field. And Vandy plays Kentucky at home. You would think Kentucky, they'd beat them, but Kentucky's actually kind of turned a corner here lately. There's 5-5. They're trying to get to a bowl game. It's not a gimme for a team like Vanderbilt. And then they play Tennessee at home to end the season. Tennessee's out of it.
Yeah.
But that's another 3-loss team that's more than capable of beating Vandy. Vandy's kind of the one team here that nobody's really talking about. I don't fully understand why, other than the fact that they are missing those big quality wins that Oklahoma and Alabama have. But it's interesting because, Josh, you asked last week, where does this rank like chaos wise? I feel like we've had a lot of, oh man, moments this year. Like we've gotten to the press like several times, and right before we take the jump, like somebody grabs you by the shoulder and pulls you back in, like just before. And I'm talking a lot about Georgia, because they have just not even 9 lives. I know they just killed Texas this week, but that team won't die. Like Alabama should have lost to South Carolina a few weeks ago. Poor South Carolina. And there's just been a lot of near misses. Ole Miss easily could have dropped some games. They really struggled with Florida. Oregon probably should have lost to Iowa a week ago. Like we have all of these almost Penn State beating Indiana. Ohio State really hasn't been close to getting beat, but they're pretty much the only team. Everybody else has had these escapes, and it feels like that has actually been the primary result. Like that has been more likely the result so far this season is the near misses from these teams. And for real chaos to ensue, you need those. But I think that's also why the playoff field on the back end is really murky, because we're missing more of those upsets. We're missing more of the Alabama losing to Florida State and Georgia Tech losing to Boston College, which didn't happen. And South Carolina beating it. We actually are lacking those upsets that actually usually help eliminate teams from contention. We could obviously still get them in the last 2 weeks, but we're running out of time.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys. I'm really fascinated in how the committee is going to deal with this when we get to the end. And, what do you do with a BYU team if they lose close to Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game?
Yeah.
Do
the
you
Big
punish
12
them?
is the conference that's actually going up against the SEC, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty clear.
Maybe
like
Michigan.
I think and like USC is on the brink, but I think in terms of the real like competition head to head, because the Big 12 will obviously get a team in, but it's that second team. Whereas like the Big 10, there may be that battle, but USC or Michigan at that point is probably you're talking like the 4th team in from the conference. So at that point, it's like
Yes.
Whatever, win your games. I'm going to tap the sign. Like, don't make me tap the sign, kids. And the sign just says, win your games.
You know who's not having this conversation? Ohio State.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Right.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
A&M.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. Wow.
You know, they have a loss, but still Georgia,
Mhm.
Texas Tech.
Yep. And what's interesting about Georgia too, because we had this conversation about Ohio State, well, last week, a regretful conversation, which I don't really want to repeat because it's gross. But the question of if you're Ohio State, Indiana, like that's a great matchup. I love that for college football fans. Don't hear me say I don't love that. But what's your motivation if you're Ohio State, Indiana, if again your sole focus is winning a national championship? It's not just the sole focus. But hypothetically, we're in a situation now where Georgia, really, really good team, I would say a top 5 team, like just power ranking and probably ratings wise at this point, is currently on the outside looking in on the SEC championship. Do you care if you're Georgia? Because I don't think you should.
Yeah.
As long as you beat Georgia Tech, that's an extra week. Like, I don't see the problem there. I know you want to hang another banner, but
yeah,
Of course.
we're getting into I saw someone say this the other day because they were kind of bemoaning the idea of teams potentially not being motivated to play their championships because, you know, XYZ, they'll want to have an extra week. We're getting into that field. We have similar discussions with the conference tournaments come college basketball season. I'm not saying there's a full parallel, but there is this degree sometimes where we've seen, oh, you get out early. If you're confident in where you are, you'll take 1 or 2 lower seeds and you have a week of health.
Yeah.
It's one game versus a week tournament, so the parallels are not fully there, but you could start to see, assuming that the current playoff system stays stable, you might have these conversations start popping up more and more, especially since these are 18 to 22-year-olds. Sometimes the occasional 30-year-old slips through because of COVID rules. For the most part, it's people whose bodies are still being developed. Have school, have class, have tests.
I think it's a great point, Josh. Now, I would actually say I don't think most of the athletes actually think that way.
no. I
Like
don't
they're
think so
not
either.
No.
wired that way.
No.
But your point still stands because
Guys who
it's
sit in
not like
chairs
they're
for
like,
weeks say that.
right. It's not like the players lose in that opening conference tournament game and they're like, oh,
Oh,
well, that's all right. I guess we get a week off. I didn't really want to win the SEC or Big Ten basketball
Right.
tournament title anyway. Like, no, that's not how they
my
think.
parents drove all the way to
However,
Indy for me to have a first round out. Like,
you could argue, like, and you've seen, especially in the Big Ten, the teams that make it to the championship game are kind of gassed when they get to the NCAA tournament. So it's a very interesting point. I don't think people actually have to worry about. It's more of a talking heads debate.
Yeah, as a
the
fan,
players are
you
gonna
shouldn't
try.
care about this. Like, I'm throwing it
No,
out there as a hypothetical.
but- Exactly.
Right.
And if you're Georgia, does anybody, my point, Aaron, for you guys too, is does anybody not think Georgia's the best team in the SEC?
With
I do.
yeah, I
Like,
I
does
agree.
anybody like? I don't care that A&M hasn't lost and they have lost a game. Like
Correct.
they've had a much tougher schedule. That Alabama game was a long time ago now,
Yep.
and like, whatever. Georgia has issues with Alabama for some reason. So as long as they're not playing Alabama and they're playing any other SEC team, they're probably going to win. So like, yes, the players and coaches absolutely want to win an SEC championship. And they're going to be cheering for Texas to take out A&M, or for Auburn to take out Alabama, or whatever the weird tiebreakers are going to have to go on there. Because
Yeah.
I know Ole Miss is sitting there too. Like, I don't know, man. But like, they want that. But you're right. Like, I don't think that's really detrimental to Georgia. Like, it won't be. I think it might prevent them from getting a bye. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, it might prevent them from getting a bye. They might be the 5 seed instead of a top 4. That's the only.
And that again, maybe that's not
thing.
even a bad thing. Like again,
No,
it's
because the
timing
5's
thing.
playing. The 5 is also
Yeah.
playing. Like, the 5's not playing Boise State this year, guys. Like, I think that's also a big thing too. And I know, before you at me, I understand Boise State, that they were not the 12 seed, whatever. But like, it's not, Boise State is not the group of 5 last year's Boise State.
Correct.
It's not. It's a much weaker group of 5 team this year. And that's not because the group of 5 sucks. That's because it's a deeper grouping of the group of 5. It's a much it's not top heavy in the Mountain West or American. The American has a clump of 5 or 6 really good teams. And the Mountain West has no elite team at all. They're just destroying each other. And then you have James Madison.
Yay, go
and
Duke.
we can talk about the group of 5 a little bit here too. I'm going to be interested. Obviously, we're recording on a Monday. We don't know what the committee's going to say now. Navy takes out Memphis. Memphis is pretty much eliminated now.
Yeah.
Pretty much done. Because that's 3 losses now in conference. That UAB loss really coming back to haunt them, but they wouldn't have it. They'd lose a tiebreaker to Tulane and Navy at this point. So if you're looking now, at the American, let's just look at the American for clarity's sake. You have North
Someone
Texas,
look at the American.
Tulane, Navy, and shark fin off water, may I say skull and crossbones off water, East Carolina, who is just hanging around, taking people out left and right. They're still sitting there too. They're the ones who took out Memphis. I think I said Navy did. Navy took out South Florida. So South Florida's kind of out of it. That's only 2 conference losses, but they're probably done.
Mm-hmm.
So now with 1 conference loss, you have Navy. With 1 conference loss, you have Tulane. And with 1 conference loss, you have North Texas. So that'll be very interesting going down the stretch. All those teams are alive. James Madison's definitely an East Carolina fan. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Or maybe Navy, because I think they could be potentially ranked over Navy.
Yeah, agreed. That seems to be the case right now.
Yes, but it'll be interesting.
The college football playoff predictor for whatever that's worth, probably not much, but a lot of love
Not
giving.
a lot.
James Madison at this point, they're saying has basically a 50-50 shot to make the playoff. That is assuming they win all their games. But as it stands now, if everyone kind of wins out, that's the team they think. And I love that. Give me some love for the Sun Belt.
Sun Belt's great. Fun Belt.
Yep.
I mean, to give you some idea, obviously I'm not the committee, but they said Memphis last year was the highest rated team, even though they weren't ranked. Obviously that won't be the case. And South Florida lost as well. They might have been the next team. I would have my current poll, I'd have them very tight right now. North Texas at 21, James Madison 22, Tulane at 25. James Madison, that only lost to Louisville. North Texas got walloped by South Florida, but they beat Navy. They do have to play Memphis still. So that's not they're not done. But Tulane, most of their stuff is out of the way now. And James Madison, I don't know, probably playing Southern Miss in that Sun Belt title game. So it'll be fascinating. But that 5 seed in the playoff does not look so bad.
No.
You're playing probably one of those 3 schools I just mentioned. And it's not, I don't want to speak ill of them. I love all 3 of those squads, but I mean, good
Against
Lord,
Georgia,
if they have to play the Bulldogs in Athens is horrifying.
Yeah. And
That's
I'd say the same thing if USC is the 12th seed. I'd say the same thing. Going to Athens for a playoff game, yikes. Yikes.
No.
Or Michigan, any team that projected 12-ish. That would be one of the last teams to get in. Yeah. That's a whole thing. I mean, that it is
Scary.
fascinating. All the near chaos we had in the SEC is actually happened in the American, which in some ways is fun. In some ways it's a little unfortunate because you've seen what South Florida can do to a power program. Yes, I think Georgia
and Tulane even.
Right. Yeah, of course. Tulane
beat Duke and
Duke
Northwestern.
soundly. Yes. Yeah. So we'll see, but that's fascinating. I think most likely because of that chaos, our dream of 2 group of 5 teams is probably dead in terms of getting into the playoff. Also because Duke lost, you needed that piece of the puzzle to work, and it did not. But I'm fascinated by Navy if Navy runs the table because it's a weird thing again where they will play the conference championship before they play a non-conference game against conference mate Army. In fact, I think they would play Army and then a day later the college football playoff prediction, like the final prediction show comes out. So I don't know what that looks like. Again, Navy's not getting a lot of love in terms of their chances, just from a numbers standpoint. I think that probably has to do with the fact that they didn't really have like the wins that we were talking about. That like Memphis even beat Arkansas, so they didn't have the wins that some of those other American teams can boast. But they would, in that situation, have a win over South Florida. They would have a win over Memphis, which is again, I'll remind you, a Thursday Thanksgiving game on ESPN. So I will repeat, because what isn't it? Is it Steelers Bengals again on Thanksgiving?
Ravens Bengals. Don't watch that.
Don't watch that.
Go watch it.
By the way, if we weren't video streaming right now, we would have Johnny and Josh reenact the fight from the game, and we'd have Johnny spit at Josh, and Josh would go ahead and punch Johnny.
Spit.
Josh, I would never spit at you.
I feel bad.
Jalen Ramsey also is one of the worst people in the entire NFL. He made AJ Green throw him to the ground, a man who never said anything. Like, that dude sucks.
This happens every 5 years where someone says something bad about a family member, and it's just nasty. And it happens. And it shouldn't happen, but it is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I just wish Jamar had done what AJ did and just, like, beat the crap out of him. Don't spit. Don't spit at people.
No, I was watching a lot of my feed, in addition to sending me like some early Olympic stuff, is also sending me softball ejections, which is a great time. I'm watching Clemson, Virginia Tech, and like the Clemson manager getting thrown out for protesting it's great. But if you're familiar with baseball and at least watching just highlight reels of ejections like I do, you'll usually see a player or a coach or a manager, whoever, get ejected, and then the commentator, especially if the person is still kind of yelling at the ump's face, you'll hear them say the phrase, they're getting their money's worth. And if you know you're going to get fined for what you're about to do.
Jamar did not get his money's worth.
Did not get his money's worth.
By getting suspended a game, he's losing out on basically $500,000. Like AJ Green, when I actually don't know if AJ Green even got suspended for that. I think he might have just gotten fined. I think everybody in that moment was like, I have no idea what Jalen Ramsey said to AJ Green, because AJ Green's never done anything like remotely like that, and he lost it on him. Like, everybody, I think, at that moment was like, I have no idea what Jalen said, but he must have deserved it. So that's also, don't spit at people, because you lose the public opinion when you do that. If he would have just started wailing on Jalen Ramsey, I guarantee you most people would be like, man, Jalen Ramsey sucks.
Yeah, this happened again.
Now they're like, you can't spit at people, and they're right. So, whatever.
Yeah. With Dickens out, everyone's been just trying to fill in that gap, and it's not working.
What does he say to people, man? Josh, what does he say to people?
I don't know.
It's got to be some of the worst things.
I can't imagine. This is why they never hot mic him.
You can't.
Oh, they do. They've got archives of that somewhere, but you're right.
Someone said
somebody has that. Yeah. Roger Goodell has that on a lock and key.
Yeah. I saw someone on TikTok like, "Oh, you need to hot mic everybody," and I'm like, one, from a practical perspective, no. If you've ever had to mic one person who's not familiar with microphones, I had to wire one person this Sunday at church with our brand new, newly fixed Countryman H6 for those who care. And the way that an H6 works is it's a double ear headset mic, and you have to get the capsule to within an inch of their mouth when they're smiling. More or less. Right? You want to touch it. You want to just basically, it's still not touching the side of your face. No one cares at this point except for the one AV guy. I see you. I did that. That took 5 minutes for one person. Are you gonna mic up 2 55+ man squads? No. 2, even like the boundary mics occasionally pick up something that gets the NFL fines.
Yeah,
Like,
which is awesome.
Yeah, that on
Josh,
the raw one a
but we
couple of weeks
all-
ago. Oh my.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think we're all thinking of a specific instance though where we all wish we would have had somebody mic'd up when the Steelers and Browns played a few years ago. I wish I think everybody wishes that we would have had a hot
See,
mic on one of those
I-
players.
We wish it, but at the same time, we all know.
we know.
We know.
We know.
I think we all know.
It's
Yeah.
not-
We
it's not that
all
it's-
know.
It's
And Josh, that's
a-
probably your starting quarterback next week.
Yeah.
Could I interest you in a Will Howard, a third string Will Howard instead of a
Yes.
Mason Rudolph?
Yeah, no, but here's the thing: Rudolph's been okay for us. He's a guy you gotta just keep around.
Guy you probably
But
don't
do
like
you?
either.
No,
Yeah, he will never ever
want-
be wearing the
I
mic.
don't
No.
want Will Howard only because I want him to have 1 year of being third string and kind of
Sure.
learning,
Yeah.
and figuring things out.
Will is a good, clean boy. You could absolutely
Yes.
mic up a Will Howard.
yeah.
You
Oh,
could
he
could
gets-
mic
he
up a
gets
Will
hit and
Howard.
he starts uttering things that you saw in Superman. Oh, golly gee, what a jerk!
Yeah,
it's
Kirk,
probably
very
how he
Kirk
gets
Cousins
sacked.
like.
That's how he takes. Yeah, that's how he takes.
Yeah.
sacks. That's how you have to.
Yeah.
You could absolutely
They
mic
would
him up.
never
No
do
worries.
the Netflix series following him because his life's probably just too boring. Yeah, I finished practice and yeah, I stopped by the library.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and learn how to do some more bird watching.
And that's
History of
what you
architecture in
want out
Pittsburgh.
of your
That's what you-
backup quarterback.
True.
Yeah, the first trigger
You-
is he gets a decent apartment near a cool part of Pittsburgh. He can see one of the bridges. He can see the traffic every day. Decent commute in.
Just part of the bridge, though, not the whole
Yes.
bridge.
It's pretty hard to see part of the bridge.
Well, I was just saying he has a nice place, but not a super nice place.
Oh yeah,
you
no,
know,
it's not.
not
it's
trying to
the
stand
place.
out.
No,
under the radar.
under the radar. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Oh
Superman
man.
Brothers every now and then quietly picks off the fries because he doesn't like it, but he doesn't want to tell anybody because it's gonna make everyone feel bad.
That's me at Chick-fil-A with the pickles. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. That's
Give 'em
real.
me.
So
Mail
But-
them to me now tonight.
do you
side
guys?
note.
Cause, oh, go ahead, Josh.
Follow up since we're talking about pickles and things. I went to Cane's the other day and they asked me if I wanted ketchup or hot sauce. I said yes. Both
Oh.
please.
Or
They said,
hot
"How many?
sauce.
How
That's a new
many of
one.
each?" Yeah.
Do they always ask
Oh.
you for hot sauce, Josh?
Down here they've started.
Oh,
Oh,
It's the Louisiana little packets.
oh.
now that
I thought
that
it'd be
actually would
Texas
be really
Pete.
good.
It
Like I
it
think,
hit
did you
nice.
combine it with the sauce?
No, I drizzled it. Well, so kind of I did. I drizzled it over the chicken.
Okay.
And then chicken and sauce,
Hmm.
and it actually
Okay. Yeah.
I was pretty.
Canes
solid.
really likes Josh. They hate me, even though I am constantly there.
Yeah, I get.
I
there
don't know.
occasionally,
I don't
and it
know.
was-
It's
I
definitely
think
your
I
face
think
because
they
I'll
had
go
a-
there and I have no problems.
I think they had a guy from corporate there because
It's the
as
fact that they
we've-
ask, man.
We've talked about this. Yeah, they've because recently we talked about this. We occasionally I don't get the do
Cockadoodle
chicken,
do
chicken,
like
chicken,
Canes
what are
do for
thinking?
you.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not getting those rhymes, and I'm okay with
Bing
that.
bong.
I'm a pretty if I'm in the yes if I'm in the mood for chicken, and I'm in the mood to drive through this thing. I'm kind of just not really into face-to-face interactions and doing this social contract. So,
Right.
hey, we're gonna get started for you. I'm like, awesome. You and I both get this.
Yeah.
But he pulled out a new one. I forget what it was. It was something along the something I hadn't heard in a while. I'm like, okay, fine. Ordered, went around, gives me the receipt and goes, hey, make sure to fill out our survey, which has never been said to me. No one has ever said, hey, fill out the survey at the bottom. It's always there. It's like, oh, you can win free Canes for a year. You
Right.
went to the contest. Cool. I don't. And then they asked.
Because nobody ever wins. We never hear about somebody winning.
True.
And then they asked me. I believe it's because they've gone into what we would know as cardiac arrest. After 1 year of Canes. You ever see the one
I'd be
episode of
dead.
Family Guy where Peter wins free burgers from McBurgertown for a year, and ends up having a stroke? That's what happens to everybody who
That's why we never hear from them. They're
Yeah.
all dead.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
Then they asked me for sauce and hot sauce, and I'm like, no one has ever been like. Occasionally, you'll get one good. I hate to say one good worker, but I worked at fast food. I get it. It's always been
Right.
fine. But I'm like 3 in a row where they're very careful, and they made sure I had hot sauce and ketchup. Almost didn't make it. They gave me my bag, and I put my bag down and said thank you. And then the lady said, "Oh, we didn't get your sauce." And I'm like, "You just asked me for it." He just hands it to me. So
They hate
folks,
me, man.
They hate you. They hate you. They almost forgot me and apologized. They got
It would be one thing if they didn't ask. It's because they ask and then still don't
Still
Still
include it.
don't give it to you.
Like, if they didn't ask, then it's fine. It really is okay.
Yeah.
But they ask. Oh man.
So-
Anyway,
What I need to do is go to Cane's because I usually say no when they ask for ketchup, but I'll say yes, and when they give it to me, I'll save it up, and every time I see you, Johnny, I'll just give you ketchup packets,
there. It is.
just to remind you of how
I
much
need
Raising
to-
Cane's hate you.
Do I have any?
Why do they hate me,
They
man?
give me so much ketchup. I don't use it. I don't. I use.
oh, way to
I use
rub it in.
one.
They
Yeah,
give
I
me
have
so
spare-
much
I
ketchup.
have spare ketchup.
I don't even
somewhere.
know
I'll
what
get
to
it.
do with it.
I'll mail that to you as you mail my pickles.
I love how this is the second time this season that we've gotten into the Cane's hate for Johnny.
Ugh.
We should make this a weekly thing.
Hate.
That's what I've decided.
Yes, a
Hate.
Cane's update. And I wasn't going to bring it up except for the fact that they 100% almost forgot and then remembered. Oh yeah, it's Josh.
Right.
And then LSU's buyout's going to make the Caniac combo roughly $40.
That's true.
Like when they have to pay
I
out
was
Brian
thinking about
Kelly's,
that the
because
other
they
day.
will,
Oh,
despite
boy.
LSU's best efforts, you have to pay the man that you signed a contract to
Yeah.
pay. And
I
if
was
I'm
gonna-
Brian Kelly, you might not like Brian Kelly, but if you were him, you would say the same thing. No way am I signing for a contract like buyout of 30 million. You owe me 54. Pay
Mhm.
me 54.
Yep.
Now,
All
to
of
a
us
poor
would
guy
do
like
the
me,
same thing.
Sure, what's 20 mil? To everybody else, yeah.
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 Like that's like
I was
you
gonna put
signed the
this-
contract, man. Like why are
I
you
was gonna-
trying to get out of this?
I was gonna.
And
put
now they're
this
trying to
in-
fire him for cause.
maybe it's fine.
Because
Because they hate him.
I was
Yeah,
gonna throw this into what
exactly.
I'm following. I don't know if it merits, if there's enough, but since we're on kind of the coaching carousel, great segue, Johnny. We planned this.
Now,
ahead
there
of
you go.
time, kind of going behind the curtain. We all talked ahead of time, saying how can we transition? We're gonna say we're gonna make fun of Johnny for never getting ketchup.
Yep.
Um,
Boom. LSU.
LSU. We all said, at least me, a few weeks ago after the Brian Kelly firing, is LSU the best open position right now? And I think I said yes at the time. Now, I'm less certain.
Ugh. It should be.
I,
The answer is
in
it should be.
apart from what looks like the governor of Louisiana, because it's state funds, except not for football. We discussed this like 3 years ago. I don't know which episode, but we discussed this. We pulled the records. This is back when I put like so much effort. I actually had like the actuary. I had like Excel spreadsheets pulled up of each cost. Like LSU generates revenue. That's the athletic department generates revenue. Anyway, you guys know it's dumb. But now he's involved with the coaching decisions. He's also functioning as their AD.
Yeah.
He also fired the
Well, they
AD.
finally hired him.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
They finally hired the president and AD. They finally hired those two spots, but they just hired them, and he's still been. It's a mess. That doesn't mean it's going to be a mess. Like those
No.
could have been two really good hires, but it's been a PR nightmare.
Oh,
To your point,
absolutely.
like it's looked terrible. Just pay Brian Kelly so it's done. Like just get that out of your hair. You should have not you. If you fired him and you didn't have the money, then that's you being stupid. Because you should have the money. You're LSU. Two, you can't fire him for cause. There's nothing there to fire him for cause. Like there's nothing. So unless you somehow had winning written in as a clause to get out of the contract, which I'm sure you didn't,
That's
then
not how it works.
you have to pay him. You have to pay him. LSU should be the best job. I don't know if it is, because if you're a coach, did you love that mess that you've seen the last few weeks?
No.
I wouldn't. But-
that would 100% be something that I would have like long discussions about with whoever's in that room going, hey,
Right.
if I want to do something, am I going to get a call from the red phone that says, hey, you
But-
can't?
Josh, we're talking about a school making very, very, very bad decisions. A school that made a very, very good decision today is Virginia
Yes.
Tech, the Hokies.
Ah, another good
So-
segue.
Yes. Right before we got on the show a few
Yes.
hours ago, Virginia Tech finalized James Franklin. I would like to say I called that. But I thought, like, from the beginning, that was also just, most of my predictions are more what I think you should do. And I think this is a fantastic
Yeah.
because he's been recruiting Virginia already really, really well. He'll continue to be able to recruit in Pennsylvania and New Jersey as he has. So he's not leaving really the geographical footprint, at least not going very far from. I think this is a fantastic hire. He took over Penn State after Bill O'Brien had coached 2 years, the 2 years right after the Jerry Sandusky scandal. Penn State was still not in a very good place, and he built that program up. Now, he wasn't able to clear the final hurdle. We all know that. But he was able to build them back up from one of the worst scandals that we've ever seen in college sports.
Yeah.
And he deserves so much credit for that, and people are going to forget that because of recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a home run hire for Virginia Tech. And if
Yep.
they get their NIL together and they get everybody in that athletic department up to the school president on the same page,
Yeah.
and they're able to just recruit where they are. That's the crazy thing about why
Oh, they're
Virginia,
pretty
like how
decent,
Virginia
yeah.
Tech's been bad. It makes no sense. There's so much natural talent right in their footprint. There's no excuse, and it's one of the reasons the ACC struggled recently. Like, Virginia Tech should be one of the perennial good teams there, and I would put I really believe James Franklin will get them back
I think so
to
too.
where they should be.
Because when's the last
let's look
time
at their-
Lane Stadium at night, like Enter Sandman, the whole thing? Like, it's a great tradition; it always will be. But when's the last time like you had that kind of environment where you're like, okay, wow, this is a meaningful game in the national landscape of college football? I mean,
Right.
like week one of what year was that? 2022, when was it Drake May or maybe it's Sam Howell? I don't know, one of those North Carolina quarterbacks. It was like a
Sam
Thursday,
Howell.
Friday night to open the year. The environment was like really bumping then. But like even that game, like it didn't end up really meaning anything. If I'm Maryland right now, let me back up. If I'm a Maryland fan right now, and I just saw James Franklin go to Virginia Tech, I'm probably pretty annoyed. And I know he was in the conference for forever, and I know you were like up close and personal to some of James Franklin's failures. But if he could get Maryland anywhere close to where he had Penn State, and the same thing's true for Virginia Tech in a much weaker conference, mind you, you would just be
Yes.
thrilled out of your mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's look. Here's their 2026 schedule. They host Virginia Military Institute.
Go Key, that's
Host ODU. Speaking of which, at Maryland's week 3.
Oh no, that's scary, Josh. That's September, Maryland.
That's September, Maryland. It's pre-cold Maryland. And then you just hosting James Madison, and then it's ACC.
Oh, James Madison's no slouch.
And then Virginia,
this-
Georgia Tech, NC State, Pitt, at Miami, at Boston, at Cal. at
Josh, that's one thing I will say though.
Like,
This might not be an immediate turnaround.
No.
Oh, I think it could be.
It might not. It could be, but I would just tell Tech fans if
We
it's
all
a
know it's
7 and
give it
5 year
3
off the
years.
bat,
Give it
Right.
3 years. Houston's
Yes,
going through the exact
if-
same thing.
yeah,
You have to give
Mhm.
it time.
like they're not going to a bowl game probably this year, right? I don't know if they have 7 losses or not yet. If not, they have 6.
They do have some. Yes.
Long term.
Oh, they do. But like if they go 6 and 6, 7 and 5 year 1, you're fine.
Yeah.
I know with the transfer portal you think everything's quick. James Franklin's also not that guy.
No.
For the quick fixes.
Which
He's
is
never had
perfect
off the
for
field
Virginia Tech.
problems. It's good culture. He's going to build it to last. But Josh, to your point, and Aaron, to your point as well, imagine if you could just take the Penn State teams that you've had the last 5 years and put those in the ACC. And I know that's not exactly how it works, but if you had done that the last 5 years, how many ACC championships do you think that team has?
At least 2.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Virginia Tech, like I think you'll be thrilled. I think you'll be thrilled. I think it's such a good hire. I think long term it'll be good. It might not be a quick fix, because he's still going to have to figure out quarterback play, and that's been his Achilles heel. But the ACC is not strong enough to keep him down. This is a man who succeeded at Vanderbilt, and I know Vandy's having a good year now. But think in the bigger context, he succeeded at Vanderbilt. That's why Penn State hired him. He's a good coach.
He's a good coach. And Virginia Tech wants this. They probably got the best deal. They're also reportedly investing about $230 million into its increased athletics budget. Their goal is to be at $212 million per year by 2029. So within just a few years, they hope to be in this type of conversation that we're having with the ACC in the future.
Yeah. And they're bought in still. I can't remember who I was watching them play a few weeks ago, but it was a home game, and it's not been a good season. And I think at the time they were 3-5. Stadium's still full.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a lukewarm fan base. They're all in. So I'm excited to see that. I miss Virginia Tech being good. I think college football is better when Virginia Tech is good, and we have some teams from Virginia playing well.
Yeah. Do the Hokies pull out Luke Fickell and just hire him for the last game of the year? Just say, hey, we're playing Virginia. Go crazy.
Go have fun.
I mean, that's what. Remember, Fickell was coaching the bowl game for Wisconsin.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, maybe, Aaron, except the fact that James Franklin's strengths aren't on game day.
Well, true.
Like, his strengths are honestly everything leading up to the actual Saturday, in my opinion. So maybe not.
I think what do you got to lose? You got him in place. You're paying him some money. Penn State, by the way,
why not?
On the other side of the coin, Penn State gets out of this deal pretty good in terms of the money they could have owed, and they still owe some, but it's not
$9 million. That's it.
Not bad. Yeah, and that's total, right? That's not even per year. I mean, that's
$9 total.
That's total. Yeah, that's
because Tech's paying him, which speaks to Josh's investment point.
Yep, absolutely.
Sometimes the guys make picks based on their vast knowledge of sports. Sometimes they make picks based on vibes.
I'm going to go ahead and say that Maryland takes down Florida.
Chop this one up for the Gators. Chop a national championship for Florida.
Either way, they're probably going to be wrong. It's time for Picks of the Week.
Well, it's the penultimate episode of season 4, and Josh continues to run away even more. He's running up the score.
I was worried I was going to choke.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's
officially over.
Yeah,
officially over.
Because last week we picked the wagon wheel. Shout out Kent State getting the big win there. For a brief moment, I think this is no longer the case, but with that win, Kent State was technically not still eliminated from the MAC championship game, which is beautiful. Western Michigan still controls their own destiny. So, and I think there's enough teams that are in the mix, Ohio being one of them, I believe. Anyways, not to get into that, we will probably next week because action, it's beautiful. But with that win, Josh, you've got 12 points. I've got 8 points. Johnny has 7. So that win gave Josh a point. MLS postseason is still ongoing. There's many things we could pick this week. There's a number of good college basketball games. You've got the Champions Classic. You've got a BYU, Arizona. Is that right? No, that BYU. Who do they play? I don't know.
UConn and Arizona.
Thank you. It's all running together. BYU, I think, also plays the top 10 matchup this week. Anyways, we could pick that. But you know what? We're going to wait till next week when Feast Week is really in action. fifthandgoalsports.com/Feast Week. We've got all the brackets there, or at least we will in probably less than 24 hours, depending on when you're listening to this episode. So in lieu of picking college basketball next week, it's Cupcake Week in the SEC, everybody. Yay! Everyone has scheduled every smart team, that is, has scheduled their third bye of the season. So we're going to pick some betting lines on if the SEC covers the Cupcakes.
Everyone talked about how the OSU game could have been an email. Shut up. We don't get to choose those.
Right.
That's in conference.
Would you like me to just read off all of the options first?
Oh, please do.
Oh, please do.
1-10 Samford, not Stanford.
Right.
Samford
Go Bulldogs.
at Texas A&M. 1-9 Charlotte at Georgia. 3-8 Eastern Illinois at Alabama. Now I'm not picking this one, but I thought about it. 9-1 Mercer at Auburn.
That
know,
would
week
be
before,
that's
hey,
peak Auburn. That is peak Auburn.
Yeah,
Lose
and
that
then
game.
they win the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, which is at night, by the way. That got announced. That game is at
6:30.
night.
A 6
The Iron Bowl?
Yeah.
kickoff.
or the Mercer game.
Well, hopefully both, but the Iron Bowl is for sure a night
Iron
game.
Bowl, they just announced.
No, Mercer's at 2:00.
Okay.
But it would be they lose out on bowl
still too late.
eligibility because they lose to Mercer,
Yeah.
but they beat Alabama anyway. And I'll continue. Arkansas at Texas. Wait, sorry, no, Arkansas is an SEC team. Coastal Carolina is playing South Florida. That's not as bad. It's not FCS at
South
least.
Florida or Florida?
And what?
You said South
Coastal.
Florida.
I'm sorry. Coastal Carolina at South Carolina.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, not so bad. And then 8-2 Western Kentucky, Conference USA champion, maybe
Yeah.
at
Big great.
LSU.
Let's go.
Oh,
Big red, baby. Big
And
red.
I will just say right now, that one is my pick. Western Kentucky is a 22.5-point dog. They are definitely going to cover, and I think they definitely could, dare I say, will beat LSU outright in Baton Rouge.
I'm going to go ahead. It's a
But
big
we all
number.
love cupcakes.
It's a big number, but I think Georgia covers 44.5 against Charlotte. The 49ers are bad. I think they will not be bad in the future.
Oh, terrible.
Tim Albin was a great coach at Ohio. I think he'll eventually get things figured out there. But for right now, they are bad. They cannot score. Not that many teams
Bottom
can
five
score
team.
against Georgia. They're on your worst list, Johnny. I expect Georgia to call off the dogs, pun intended, in this game, but they could be up 49-0 at halftime. So
Yeah.
I hope that the 49ers can kind of turn it around here in the next couple years. But for right now, yikes. Maybe a letdown game in terms of like spread wise for Georgia, but I don't think so.
I am trying. Before Johnny announced things, I was gonna go with A&M Sam Ford. Sorry, Samuel Ford. 8th in the Southern. You love to see it. I can't find odds for this game.
Oh,
Which game?
that
I
A&M.
Oh,
game?
Sanford is
Yeah, I
still
can't
the same. You
I
can't
can't
even find
I
betting
can't-
odds.
I'm finding. I went to one of my.
I mean, Josh, they are 1 in 10.
Yeah, no. I wanted to see because I wanted to say, wouldn't it be funny
I'll
if they
find this
didn't
for you.
cover?
Oh, maybe I won't. Well, then we'll give you a
No,
number.
that's the-
Josh, if you can't find a number, we'll give you one.
Yeah, give me. Right now the spread is 37.
I mean, could we also do 44.5 for this game? Is that fair? Like almost identical record to Charlotte.
Yeah.
if you, like,
I think it looks like
make the
spread,
FCS,
spread might be
FBS
in the
conversion?
Yeah, spread is 57.
Is
if
it
I'm
really?
counting up the two. 36 plus 22. Yeah. So 57, 58 is the from oddsshark.com. So I don't know.
Don't
if
go
they're
there. By the
I don't
way,
think
not a
they're
sponsor.
in-
Don't go
I
there.
do not think they are. It's mostly ads on this page.
Why is AI saying it's only a 17-point
Yeah, that
favorite
can't be
for
right.
A&M?
Oh, that'd be so pleased.
AI is being stupid. That's not right.
No.
Vegas Insider. Come on, give me vegasinsider.com.
This is why you don't use AI, kids.
Don't use AI. Nothing. Nothing has. Nobody has put anything out.
Notably, Sanford, according to this same website that is deeply flawed, is 0-13 straight up in its last 13 games on the road.
Oh,
The under has hit
Oh,
five
no.
of the last 6 times. But Sanford's covered
Okay,
the spread of 5
what
games in a
was
row,
the-
apparently.
What was
Yeah,
the
she-
Georgia spread?
44.
49.5.
44.5. I think, well,
This
let's,
is at least got to be 49.5 to me.
okay. Johnny has said
What
the
do you
line.
think, Aaron?
I'm good with that.
they're not covering either way. I'm betting no cover.
Okay, let's go.
They're terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Josh, you're saying they're covering? They're covering
Samford,
49 and a half.
baby.
A&M is or Samford?
I'm saying A&M. I'm saying A&M doesn't cover the spread.
Let's go.
Okay. 49 and a half.
I'm going to say
Let's
they're
go.
playing scared. They're going to be looking ahead to Texas,
Right.
and their office scare.
And Josh, just so you know,
Yeah. Oh,
you're
yeah, I've
not
also-
you're not safe, because if one of us pulls this off, every point equals a point in the standings. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You didn't
It'd be a
see it
total
because
winner
this
take
is
all.
This is an audio only thing. I went. I didn't look at you, Johnny. I went straight to Aaron, and I was gonna see if he had a poker face or not on this, because I'm like, wait, did you guys decide this? Because I came in late
Yeah,
to the podcast.
that's
You guys
we
were-
should have done that to you, Josh, but we did not. We did not.
Oh,
Before
yeah,
we leave
Aaron,
picks of
all
the
that
week-
would happen is Samford somehow wins and Josh gets 50 points
Yeah,
just
if
to bury us
Yeah,
even further.
right.
wins. I also win season. I also win season 5.
Yeah, and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Just the next
Did you say 6,
decade.
7? Did you say 6, 7?
I did. Would you like to do that was for the kids.
No, nope.
It's for the kids.
You know what else is for the kids? It's our beloved Utagurv football having a historic season. Those crisp, beautiful vocals in the background they're proudly proclaiming the alma mater. Which one of the two, we have no idea. But the alma mater of Utagurv, the Vaqueros, are 8-3 in their inaugural college football season. If you look at the statistics,
they are.
it's one of the best debuts of a college football program ever. Their only 2 conference losses are at number 18 Lamar and at number 23 Stephen F. Austin. They beat McNeese on the road this week. They wrap up the season at home against East Texas A&M, a team that Josh has watched in person. So, Josh, I can only assume your in-person scouting report means that we're getting a Vaqueros victory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks messy.
Yeah. East Texas A&M versus Utagurv Vaqueros. Shout out Vaqueros. Of course, the basketball season underway for the Vaqueros as well, which is something that we track on the men's side especially. And as I pull up the schedule, because I definitely have their schedule and current record, you know what? They are 1-2, but those losses are to Baylor and Boise State. So, and both on the road. So no shame there.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
Josh, what can you tell me scouting report wise for tonight's game against Southwestern Adventist?
Is it one of those teams that A&M doesn't have, or that ESPN doesn't have, like, their logo on?
I love those.
I'm on their official website, and I do see they appear to be the Knights based on the logo. It's on ESPN
But
Plus
does
right now.
ESPN does
So-
ESPN have the logo though?
I'll pull it up. Let me pull up
on-
the stream.
All right.
I'm pulling it up right now.
They're in Collegedale. That feels fake. Where's your college? Collegedale? That's
I don't know. I'm quoting
Yeah,
it
that
now.
does sound fake. It's not a real place.
oh, they're
Yeah.
they're they're
College.
affected by Sac COC.
Halftime, Vaqueros. Oh, they do. ESPN did load the logo into the broadcast. 58 to
good.
30 at halftime. The Vaqueros on pace for 116.
They've been around since late 1800s.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, who are we to talk about how wild that is? I mean, we were talking about Wright State Lake earlier.
Yeah, we are.
So
We're deep in college basketball season, folks.
Guys, it's so much easier to put up a basketball team, guys. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
The guys spent hours scrolling social media, and they found some pretty dumb stuff. Now they want to talk to you about it.
Do they need a guy on weekends to like walk around random McDonald's and like dressed as a Grimacy? Because I'll take that.
Are you
job
okay saying
now.
bad things about the British?
Good luck. It's time for What We're Following.
All right, I'm going to speed run what we're following because my bladder is telling me that we've been recording long enough. So, I was really excited. We were going to break news on this show in the last segment that probably no one even gets to. That's where we were going to bury potentially the biggest news that we've ever broken on this show. And that was going to be that we had found Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. Because there's this account that popped up on Twitter that I gave a follow because I saw their first couple posts and I was like, this is great. I want
They
more
do
of
the
this in my feed, because they had posted like the highlights of Giannis's 50-point game in the NBA Finals. It was put together very nicely with all the stats. Like, this is great. Well, what comes across my timeline, and I sent this to Josh and Johnny, is video with the caption of Wilt Chamberlain 100 points, 25 rebounds, 36 of 63 from the field, 28 of 32 from the stripe, which is 64.9 true shooting percentage against the New York Knicks in 1962. I was like, I cannot believe we found this. And now there's a couple pixels total in this video, but it's
I think there's
1962. Well, yeah,
It's
whatever.
100 pixels.
Nah,
100
it's
points.
AI. It's not real.
Well, that was my other thought too. The problem is not that it is AI and not real. The community note tells us that this is a different game against the Knicks. Yes, he dropped 73, but this is not the 100-point game, which means, as you all know, the 100-point game does not exist. Kobe Bryant still,
Fake.
his 81 points still leads the NBA in most points scored.
Oh, there was a radio
game.
call. No one listens to the radio.
Right. And you couldn't tell if they're lying or not.
No. This is
Johnny
the
and I are about to
60s.
do some basketball broadcasting. We'll just tell you the score. We'll just tell you a wrong score to see if you all believe it. You know?
Yeah.
They played the game in Hershey, Pennsylvania
Hmm.
to a half full crowd because the NBA was competing against college basketball at that time.
Yeah.
There was like 18 people there.
Hmm.
It's probably college radio from like Hershey, whatever the closest little college is. Like,
Sure.
It does not exist.
Right. The other thing I was going to say, it actually wasn't originally what I was following, but that came across and I just had to say, still not real.
It's not real.
If you are tired of your uncle spewing his thoughts on politics around Thanksgiving, I've got two great ways to just get out of there. Number one, just go to the restroom, just fire up some basketball on your phone and stay in there as long as you possibly can to get away. I understand. We all understand. Number two, the alternate option is you can feed your uncle an entire Baja Blast pie from Taco Bell. There was a moment where the internet thought, and I was hoping this is true and it's not, there was a moment where the internet thought that one slice of the Baja Blast pie from Taco Bell was 2,560 calories per slice, because that's what the sign said at Taco Bell. It was 2,560 calories for the pie. And we all assumed, because the way they wrote it, that it was that, because that is an outlandish amount of calories for any pie to have. But it's also the Baja Blast pie from Taco Bell. Who are we to assume it's not 2,500 calories?
For one slice. Oh my goodness. Good Lord.
It turns out it's just for the whole pie. But if your uncle needs to be put in a brief food coma so he shuts up, feed this man the Baja Blast pie. That, if nothing, if there's anything that'll induce a food coma, it's this. So bring that to be the kind of person that brings the Baja Blast pie from Taco Bell to your family gathering.
I will send you my real, actual. I will dox myself. Which means that on my birthday, I get nothing but Baja Blast. If I get 45 Baja Blast pies, one for each year old I am, I would die a happy man.
Yeah.
I sound young. That's how you guys are.
It's easy to add voice effects. Just EQ it a little bit. It's not that hard.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I'm looking on the app right now. I'm trying to order this because I want one. I might just have to call.
Hey, is that the
Josh might be dead.
does the winner
I'm
get
not
a
gonna be
Baja
able-
Blast pie in season 5, or does the loser?
See, my concern is that they're gonna discontinue it too.
Well,
soon.
you're
Like,
you're
we
right.
need I need to make a video of it, like probably yesterday.
Yeah, but you could probably buy the pie, and it probably doesn't need to go in the fridge.
I don't think it. Honestly, that is fair. If I buy two, I can just eat one, and then the other one will last until the heat death of the universe.
Right.
Josh, I mean,
It'll
based
sit on
on
your
the calorie
counter.
intake per slice, you could have like a slice and then not eat for like another couple days. And
True.
like, that's
how
you know, if
people
you're
who-
eating on a
that's
budget,
how
it's the
people-
new eating on a budget is the Baja Blast pie.
And I'm so glad you brought that up because you and I both know that people who keep pie in their house go, "Oh, I have one slice. That is all the food for me today. See you tomorrow, food." I'm good on calories.
You know what? It's fake anyways, Josh. Calories are fake.
Calories are fake. Calories aren't real if they taste good.
It's what big food wants you to believe.
Football is sports are just
Yeah, propaganda.
gaslighting
of
us
big
into
food.
to sell food.
Yeah,
It's actually a pretty good commercial. I give you that one.
it is. That's what I'm calling, boys.
Oh, Josh, is yours funny or is it
Oh, yeah, I didn't
serious?
even put it in. It's semi-serious. It's not that bad.
No, go
Um,
ahead.
This is the third time we've mentioned it. I'm on TikTok.
Oh, I thought you were
Chronically,
gonna say Canes again.
no. And I was kind of just, scooting around, and on my For You page popped up this very interesting college that just kept like advertising to me, and I don't know why, because I don't go to college anymore. I'm too big. They said.
You're 45 after all. Like that's kind of
45
past.
I'm
after
too
all.
big.
Too big for college.
Too famous.
Too famous.
Yeah.
It's at liability. High Point University.
Oh yeah.
in High Point, North Carolina.
Go Lancers.
We know. Go Lancers. I kept getting stuff from them, and I'm
Wait, are
like,
they the Panthers? Sorry, I think they're the Panthers. I keep interrupting, but go Panthers. I don't know. They won the Big South last year, I think.
yes, Big South, famously. Of
The High Point
Liberty.
Panthers. Who's the Blue Hose
Panthers.
then?
Presbyterian.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, that's elementary.
Different Big South team. Sorry,
Big
my
South team.
apologies.
You don't have the Big South teams and their not only their.
I
nicknames,
do,
their
Josh.
mascot on lock.
I do.
I do. You ready?
I
Gotta have
just
gold.
different
Gotta have
purple
gold.
team. Sorry.
Radford
High
Highlanders.
Point's-
Asheville Bulldogs. USC Upstate Spartans.
Nice.
Let's see. Presbyterian Blue Hose. Campbell was. They're not anymore. They're in the Coastal.
R.I.P.
Winthrop Eagles.
Mm.
I'm missing some obvious. Oh, Charleston Southern, the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have the list there, Josh? How many am I missing?
I had to open other tabs because I was like, High Point University. I don't have the Big South.
Longwood Lancers. That's the team I got confused. That's Big South as well.
Charleston Southern.
Yeah.
You said Longwood, Radford.
Yep.
USC Upstate.
Yep.
Winthrop.
I'm missing a couple, I know, but
Yeah. Did you talk about Gardner Webb?
I did not. The Running Bulldogs.
No, that's
And
that's
then,
one.
Did you do UNC Asheville?
Yes. New logo, by the way, for the Bulldogs this year.
Oh, yes. Charleston Southern, Gardner Webb, High Point, Longwood, Presbyterian, Radford, UC Asheville, UNC Asheville, USC Upstate, and Winthrop.
Okay, I only missed one. I feel good about that performance.
That's good. That's
I made
good.
this, Josh. I made your segment entirely about me.
Yes, congratulations. So High Point University, famously of the Big Sky, they're billing themselves now as like a life skills institution.
Okay.
And I went, what is this? This, you know what this screams to me? Fake.
Uh-oh.
It gives me Bishop Sycamore vibes.
Yeah. What was that
Like, that's
chess
not a
school
real-
that was fake?
Oh, the fake chess school.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it sounded like that because
Mhm.
all the pictures were like, hey, here's our dorms, and the dorms are like bougie. And I get it, Southern college, like Greek life and all of that is a different animal that I've never experienced. I know there's some pageantry that goes on. I'm like, this is nicer than anything. Like, this is too nice. There's on-site what they call Michelin star restaurants that are part of the meal package that you have at High Points. And I went, this feels fake. I went through all of their TikToks and nothing was academics. Nothing was athletics actually either. I didn't see much athletics. I don't know what their record is right now in the Big South, but I'm like, this feels odd. And so I had to do some digging. And I ran into something. They are currently, so they've been around since like the 1800s in some form or fashion, as every college is at this point. In 2012, they dumped, I think, close to $1 billion into building and campus upgrades, financed on, you guys are going to love this, heavy borrowing. Always deficit spent, always borrow against your really low revenue in order to make money.
Yes.
Moody's Investor Services downgraded the school's bonds to junk status in 2009. Now, if you're unfamiliar with that because you didn't take a business class like I didn't, it means high risk of defaulting, meaning there is no confidence that if you bought a bond from them or financed with this, that they were going to pay you back, which is great if you're trying to sell $30,000 tuition or whatever they're doing. And don't worry, the president's daughter has an advertising firm, so they were able to start saving money. The president just hired his family to like do advertising for them, which is cool, and that's not part of the arm's length rulings at all. And then the interesting thing, and I had to call a source for this. This is the first time I actually got to call a source. In 2023, the university was placed on a warning status by SACCOC, which is the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. Now, I don't know what a warning status is, but I do know what accreditation is. And I do know that SACCOC is how DTS is accredited. And so I personally know, and I'm good friends with Mr. Accreditation at the school. And I went, hey, Nate, I know you're in Memphis on a thing right now. While you're at an accreditation meeting, can you tell me what warning status means? And he goes, give me the name of the school and I'll look it up for you. And I went, this is my guy. This is the contacts I have. Aaron and Johnny able to get into like Cincinnati and like go to college games. I'm going to the academic compliance guy.
Excellent.
And he went, the warning status was lifted this past July, but he's like, basically what they saw was, hold on, I'm going to pull up the text, that way I am not misrepresenting.
Should call some people at Akron.
They failed to provide evidence that they offered adequate student support services. They were unable to properly assess the outcomes for all of their degree programs, and C, they were unable to properly publish their accreditation status.
Not great.
Not great. Now, the warning status was lifted this past year, so they're okay now. They're okay as of today. What I know about accreditation is that you know it's coming through. When I was working at DTS, it was we knew about a year and a half in advance, hey, we're going to go through our reaccreditation process. It's up to every 10 years. If they don't trust you, they'll only give you a 3 or 5 year contract. We spent a year, we were like, hey, here's what you need to, and it wasn't like, hey, here's how to pump the numbers. That's not how it is. It's like, hey, we have guys who make sure you guys are doing compliance, but don't rely on us to tell you whether or not you're doing a good job. Like, make sure you're doing things correctly. And so that High Point knew for probably 2 years before their visit in 2023, and still went, not great. So anyway, High Point, go there. Apparently, it's kind of a rich kid college where it's a trust fund kid who's not going to make it. He's kind of what am I supposed to say now? Slow. Not quite all there, but rich. Send him to High Point.
Sounds like it was
99.3%.
a rather,
which is nothing. Placement rates aren't anything.
Josh, it sounds like it was a rather
within chosen career
low
program. Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear you.
I said it sounds like it was a rather low point for the school.
Got him.
I shouldn't have asked for clarification. Johnny, say your thing.
What I'm following is I'm gonna. No update on the MLS postseason, as we mentioned earlier, because it's international break, which means we have World Cup qualifying, which is amazing. So you should be following that. Tons of countries with the expanded World Cup field that don't normally get there or perhaps have never qualified before are qualifying. So that's super fun. Look forward to that. But we're going to talk MLS. And we're going to talk MLS because now this has been in the works for a while. And it was thought that there was a vote coming, and there was a vote. And the MLS did vote to change the schedule. If you're not familiar with how soccer operates here and abroad, most of the rest of the world outside of the US up until now operates on a summer to spring schedule. What does that mean? You start in about August and you end about May or June. That makes sense depending on where you are in the world. If you are living in Spain, that makes all the sense in the world. If you live in Italy, makes all the sense in the world. However, if you live further north, it's a little bit more complicated because you do not take a big break during the harsher months of the year with the weather. So MLS has voted to switch to that more European style model of a summer to spring. I can see the point. Let me finish real quick and how this is going to work and how they're going to switch. So next year will be the same schedule, except for the fact that we will have the World Cup. So there will be a break, obviously, during the World Cup. Many of MLS players will be competing in that. You'll have a break during the summer when that is going on. Then in 2027, the year that they are looking to move, because obviously you're not going to really be transitioning with the World Cup. I think that's just too much. So I actually agree with this mindset that they're pushing the change to 2027. But one of the weird thing is they're going to have a shortened season in 2027, of which they are going to play a 14-game schedule that spring, that late winter, early spring, and that will be the season. They are going to have a 14-game season, and it's going to end roughly when it will going forward in late spring. And then the fall of 2027 or late summer, if you will, that's when it'll start. Here's the issues I have. While this might be a good thing because your postseason will no longer be going up against football, your regular season now will be right in the teeth of football. For over half of your season, you will be competing directly with football now, which I understand you do now as well, and it's your postseason, but that's going to be brutal. Whereas now, one of my personal favorite things to do, and one of the times I get to go to Crew games most often, is during the summer. I love having soccer in the summer. You're going to see a big contraction, I feel, in attendance because the only other competition you have for most of the summer is baseball. And it's not really competition, not because MLB people don't go. They're just very different experiences, and there's room for both. It's not a big deal. It's not a harsh competition. It's in the summer. It's fun. Now you are ceding that time. It will now just be baseball again. I understand wanting to be in line with the rest of the world. That makes sense. So you probably expected me to go on some rant of how stupid this is, but there's actual logic there that I really do understand and appreciate. I think it's dumb because we're not equipped to play, and they are going to be taking a month-long break in the winter, I should say that, but it's not long enough because we're taking that break in December and January. February is notoriously very warm in Minnesota and Chicago and New England and Seattle, and heck, even Columbus and Cincinnati and any other expansion team that you put in the Midwest or Northeast or out West in situations like the Colorado Rapids, if Salt Lake gets a team, Vancouver, Quebec, Toronto, we have Canadian teams, and we have not built stadiums. Germany plays during the winter as well. They have heated fields. They have structured their stadiums to operate properly in the harsher, more like our North American winters. You know, they get a lot more of that than most of Europe does. So I think this is short-sighted. I don't think it's fully thought through. And I think it's actually going to hurt the growth of the game with attendance and eyeballs. Because listen, I love MLS. I love following the Crew. But if you're making me choose between the Crew and the Buckeyes are going to win out every time. And if you're asking people to choose between their MLS team and their favorite NFL team, the NFL team's going to win most of the time. Not for everyone, of course, but I think it's going to really hamper them going up against football. I think it's very short-sighted. I think it's a poor thought. You're going to be ending the season close to when March Madness is ending. Like, that's going to be the finality of the season, is going to be March Madness. And then you're probably going to have the finals around the same time as the Stanley Cup and NBA finals. It's just, I understand it. I still don't like it. And I think more than anything, I get tired of us trying to make our soccer product in the image of Europe when it could be its own Americanized version and be our own special favorite thing. I don't need an FC at the end of my team name. Yep. I would like to be called the Columbus Crew or the Colorado Rapids or the Seattle Sounders. I don't want to be called Columbus SC. That is meaningless to me.
Yep.
It's meaningless to me. It sounds good in a boardroom. Soccer's not played in a boardroom. And fans don't usually operate and exist in boardrooms either. So just let us have our quirky parts of American sports in soccer. And that's also how you'll grow the game, and communities will embrace it. Not trying to Europeanize all of it.
Americanize it. Get those 11 players to spread out. I would say bunch them together a little bit. I don't think there's enough lines demarcating like how long the field is. We're gonna call it a field now. It's no longer a pitch.
And we'd like them to scrimmage too, I'm assuming.
I think they would if they're gonna be together, they may as well scrimmage. Round balls are out. I don't know why. Something oblong shaped. And the goalie, I like the idea of one guy who kind of is like different than the other guys. So if we could have one guy who's kind of, instead of in charge of keeping the ball from scoring a goal, if he could be the main driver and playmaker sending it out. And he can, and you know what? Yeah, we can use our hands. I'm going to get rid of the handball violation.
Yeah.
They're allowed to punch.
Yes.
Not spit. Punch.
But punch if spit at. That's what we learned this week.
Punch if spit at, yes. And call it football.
That's right.
Play with the hands.
Johnny, I'm with you. I saw a lot of those same sentiments from people that know way more about MLS than I do. So I'm like, okay, good. I'll roll with whatever you guys say. So I'm with you. The 2 times I've personally gone to watch an MLS game in person, where I think one was basically like, well, one might have been like May, but the other one was like dead middle of summer. That's when I had the opportunity to go. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Action statement for you all. Eat the entire Baja Blast pie and rate and review.
Yes.
So that's
also go check out my
High Point University.
Go check out High Point University. And then go check out I was gonna send it to you guys. It'll be off. I'll save it for next week.
There you go. What a tease.
I have it a guy. What a tease.
For the season finale.
My pizza order just came through. So
that's what it's time to
Josh.
I gotta go pick up
pizza and Baja Blast.
Let's go.
Pie. Wow.
Oh, that'll sit like a rock.
Enjoy the series finale next week as I die on Mike.
Right, the show finale next week. Live Josh intestinal battle. Yeah, that's your action statements. Come back next week. Listeners, thanks for being here. We will preview rivalry week in college football next week. Thanks for being here. We appreciate your support. We'll talk to you.